much does your family spend on groceries every single week? It's probably one of the most common questions that I get asked. And I don't really have a budget per se because I just go for what's cheap. We've usually pre-bought meat as a markdown and we will meal cycle through things as we find them. So I thought, let's look at sort of breakfast. It's kind of a mute point because there's food in the cupboard already, but specifically lunch, snacks, iced coffee, cheese, ham, sandwiches, all the bits and pieces that we need to put together for meals, food, snacks, etc., etc. How much does all of that cost? So on the 1st of June, I decided to start this challenge. I pre-recorded some thoughts. Gonna go through a grocery haul, gonna go through what we eat in a week, and also talk about some meals and other bits and pieces, and I'm gonna fill you in with some additional information at the end. Today is Sunday the 1st of June, and I say that more for me than you because this will be delayed by the time it comes out, because as I said, there's other things in the works right now. And I know that future me will be grateful that past me is recording this because the plan was, I'm currently doing a use it up. Whoops. So I'm currently doing a 30 days use it up. So we've nearly finished. We've got about 10 days left of that. It was basically meant to be, yeah, we started on the 12th of May and it's going through to about the 10th of June. So I thought, right, let's do the 30 days. And that included our power out as well, which was quite interesting. And then I thought, I wonder how much groceries would cost then in addition for just an average week with using up what we have. So I very briefly went through the freezer and the pantry and kind of went, we have most stuff. It would just be the additional top-up stuff. Of course, I have no mincemeat at all, no tacos. I do have a taco packet, but I probably will get another one just so it's all in the one thing so I can work out an average costing. And other things, you know, our standard apple juice, iced coffee. So I thought, if I go to the shop and I get what we need for the week and then put in a bit of video with how the week runs, and I'll do that for the next couple of weeks, and also then we can work out how much food we actually go through in a week, because I'm curious to know for myself, because things overlap constantly all the time. So I did start writing a little bit of a list, and I've got all the prices there. And like, I've got a packet of potatoes, 2 carrots, chicken nuggets, etc. I was just thinking about the logics of what we have. But then I had in there to get 2 kilos of chicken because we always do chicken and rice. But the thing is, at my Coles, it's $12 a kilo, or you can get $9 a kilo if you buy 2 or more. So I was figuring that the cost would then be about $20 for the deli bag that they pack up. But I have found some chicken in the freezer which I'll use, which will then tide me over. So hopefully all I will buy is mince. I'm just working on the fact it's everyday food that we need, and so not hunting any markdowns because I still want to work on using up what's in the freezer. So we're going to go to Coles, we're going to do our shop and go from there. I've thought about this for a couple of days. I'm crossing my fingers that it works. I swear, not being well has thrown me for a loop, absolutely. And do you know what though? I figured, let's record, and if we get to the end of it and go, this didn't work, then we let evidence-based practice. We've learned, we don't do that again. No, we probably go, I reckon I can fix it next time. Anyway, let's go to Coles and we'll get the stuff, and probably when I see you will be the grocery haul at home. Oh, forgot to say, I'm going to have a budget of around $200. If I can go under that, that would be really good. But that's to kind of cover everything for this haul. So, yeah. So we're off to Coles, and the first snag that I hear is there are no more 5 kilo potatoes for $6.50. There's 4 kilos for $7.90,
which I refused to pay. So we are on the back foot already. Next, I went to the chicken thing, and I was very lucky to get these tenderloins marked down to $7.31 a kilo. Hindsight, I wish I bought all of them, but I just got half a kilo because I was trying to budget as much as I could. When I looked also at the other chicken per kilo, if you buy 2 kilos, it's gone up to $10 now. So the budgeting is just not working right now. They didn't have the big 2 kilo packet of mincemeat either. That was a bit of a panic. I nearly couldn't find the home brand chips, and they no longer seem to sell my daughter's chocolate Chobani oat milk. So while we're saving there, we're also going to have a little bit of an unhappy camper when we get home. I had a look in the freezer to see if I could maybe pick up some pies, and I thought about the Herbert Adam pies and also getting some chicken pies for the nights that I'm too tired to cook. And then I ummed and ahed about it, but I eventually ended up putting them back. I love it when I can find markdowns on the plant-based meats, but these being sweet chili, I just don't think my daughter would eat them. I did send her a message. Sadly, nothing else is on special, so I'll just use it up out of the freezer, what we have, and replace it in another shop. Let's have a look in the fridge as a bit of a starter. So we've got a good base level and we can go from there. It's looking pretty bare. I actually really like it looking like this, just for clean. So we've got Messi Valley cheese that somehow lives up here now, a little bit of butter. We use Western Star butter because I can get it on special. I've got a little bit left of garlic butter, and under here is all the herb butters and the garlic butters that I use when I do chicken rissonis. Right at the back here is a plant-based butter that I will probably use if I make some cookies, because I don't think this one has some fat in it or something. I get confused, but the last lot of cookies I tried to make fell apart. We have here sweet chili sauce, still half a bottle there. Strawberry jam, it doesn't get eaten very much, half a jar that's there. We've got our gherkins that are here. They're only used really for burger night. We've got not much milk. We have a tiny, no, that's full, the minor figures, that's right. The chocolate Chobani is nearly empty, that's right. And this is the iced coffee that we have here. This was from a shop, that was from Aldi actually, that I purchased that because they only do the regular iced coffee. Apple juice that we're starting with. This milk, this is for my shake. Tomorrow I just pre-measured it out because I was going to have it today, and then I changed my mind. We have just about that much left of the passata sauce, so I'll use that up, and some wine that I use in the risotto as well. Down here is just sauces for salads, and this is a Korean drink that I bought as a bit of a taste test that's still sitting here. Caesar salad from Aldi, and a French dressing that it pretty much just lives down there in the fridge. Down here in the bottom, all drawers empty. All the apples used to live in there. I need to clean that out. These are the only carrots I have, looking pretty sad. 2 bits of cabbage that I was given, as well as some Brussels sprouts that we don't really eat, but my daughter said if I cook them in some butter or something, she might, so it's worth a go. And we can both try and learn together. I have about, I think that's a dozen eggs, I can't remember. And I've got half this thing of butter that I had used half to make some cookies. This is the chicken stock that I used, that I made when the night before the power went out. So I'm going to have to throw that out, but it's just living there for now. This is leftover plant-based mincemeat with the veggies in it that I make for my daughter. She'll have that for dinner. We've got shredded cheese that my mum gave me. We've got hot dog buns that I use for French toast, and there was a cauliflower at the back. This is our cheese drawer, so we have half a block of cheddar cheese. This is a Parmesan cheese that I got from Aldi when I was trying to do a price compare challenge. We've got spreadable cream cheese, we've got the apricot and almond cheese, we've got 4 of the Mersey Valley cheeses at the back. We've got the Coles cream cheese and a massive thing of gochujang, which my daughter hasn't opened. And right at the back is just little bits of chocolate shavings if I want to decorate something. And there's someone's been eating this. It doesn't bother me at all. This is the Mr. Beast bar. I bought it. I wasn't a fan of it. I did a taste test and I put it in the fridge saying, oh, I'll chop it up and put it through a biscuit or something, because it has this real salt kick to it. And I think someone's been eating at it, which is fine. I'm happy for it to be there. There's a tiny little bit of margarine, and this mincemeat was marked down. I pulled it out of the freezer because I want to make some more mincemeat so I can make a lasagna for my daughter. A couple of bits of pizza. We got a Domino's pizza for her because she will eat the vegetarian pizza, and there's a couple of pieces left for dinner. Some sad looking peaches, garlic aioli, it's nearly empty, and another little Korean drink that I got into the freezer. And this is a little bit of a hot mess. I know randomly where everything is, and I know that we have heaps of stuff in here to last beyond that 30-day challenge I was planning. This is my daughter's section, and poor her, she's got a piece of panko chicken, good job, and also pork sausages. Can you tell I ran out of room and I was in a panic to shove things in there? So I will sort that out. This is meant to be my son's area, so he does have a Chico roll that's there, but also a big frozen slab of meat. Short crust pastry. I need to figure out how to use that. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. We got given these pork bower bun things. So I will cook them one night, and then the lamingtons that my son has, and this is a sponge that I bought that I need to turn into those lamingtons. And in here is just chicken nuggets, a few of those triangles, and any random other bits and pieces that I find loose I'd throw in there. We've got a little bit of frozen chips that are here. There's chicken nuggets there, there's mince and diced beef, and there's a little bit left over of the taco beef. I tend just to keep random bits and pieces. The problem is this one's got a little bit of frostbite, so I think I'll have to throw that out. And we're starting off also with, we've got some bread from the bread run that I volunteer at. So we've got a couple of croissants that are here. I'm just sharing because these are things that we eat during the week that you won't see in the grocery haul. White loaf, this is a multigrain loaf, so I'll need to cut myself. A couple of bread rolls. So we had burgers last night. Couple of packets of those. We've got about 3 or 4 wraps. 4, there we go. We go through at least nearly 2 packets a week, and we got given these muffins as well. To the side is the Woolworths haul from May that I haven't actually put away yet. That's not going to be coming anywhere near this challenge, but I'm just showing in honesty that it's sitting there on the bench and I need to put it all away. Into the pantry, and this is the overall shot that we start with, because my plan was to film this really quickly and then to film cleaning out the pantry, but I have the grocery haul behind me right now that I need to film and show you all. And it was 5 p.m. I've only just got home from the food shopping, and it was a pretty long afternoon trying to figure out a couple of things. So I thought if I just film this to show you where we're at, it would make a bit difference, and then visually I can remember as well. These shapes were from the Woolworths haul, so I've just left them up there for snacks. And we've got the packets here of the Cheerios because I got them marked down from Foodland. My plan was to clean out the entire pantry and only put the snacks in there that I bought, but I thought people might panic if they think they can't touch other food in the house, and that's not what it's about. Chips are usually in this little drawer, but I actually did clean them out and I threw them back up here. They don't get eaten all that often, but when it's time to start using things up again, I'll put everything back. We've got the jumpies and the twisties that are there. The cookie jar is empty, the cracker jar is empty right now. Everything else is pretty empty, or it's just sitting there ready to go, and everything else is just a massive hot mess. Here is the grocery haul. I'll put the price on up at the end, but also it's about 5 p.m. at night, so let's get on to it. Now we are cruising the flybuys rewards as well, so that's what sort of helped us shop together. I've got 2 of the Twisties packets. They were on sale for $3 each. My son said he really likes these. I find that getting the really big party bag and breaking it down myself, they go stale, so I'd rather just pay a little bit extra and get these little ones. I got some pork mince and some real mince because I couldn't get those 2 kilos, and mixing both of these together when I cook will just help stretch out. So 500 grams of pork mince and a kilo of beef. I got these coconut cashews because they were on clearance. We're going to give them a try and see how they go. And up the back here we have broccoli, cauliflower and some bananas. I like to eat a banana every single day. 2 chocolate chip muesli bars. Oh, and I did get the Herbert Adam pies, that's right. But from memory, with the meal plan that I did, they're not going to get eaten this week, but at least I've purchased them, and then the following weeks, if I need to make a bigger purchase, I can. Chicken nuggets are up the back. I've got some white fish that I purchased that I plan on having for dinner one night, sliced cheese, and these are the chicken tenderloins that I purchased. I really wish that I bought the whole kilo, but still, we have other chicken tenderloins in the freezer that I really need to use up, so that was also part of the plan. I've got some pumpkin that was here. I also picked up some diced tomatoes. I've got a tomato pasta sauce. I'm going to give that a go. Someone told me it's really good. And another jar of pickles to see how long a jar of pickles or gherkins take us to get through. A lactose-free cream and a regular cream. Some Pink Lady apples, they're my daughter's favourite. I'm just going to move this loaf of bread onto the clearance table. You'll see everything in a minute. 2 bags of carrots. We go through a lot of carrots in a week, so I thought let's stock up. A packet of crackers. We've got 2 oat milks. I think we only go through about 1 a week, but it's always good to have 1 back up in the cupboard. I've got an iced coffee because iced coffee is life. I've got a regular milk. I've got a UHT milk, and I've got 2 apple juices. I got 2 of these little oat milks. They were free on my Flybuys account. As I said, we've got 2 accounts, so got 1 each. I'm going to try those in the lasagna white sauce for my daughter. English ham, 2 packets of the wraps. We go through at least 1 packet a week. Chicken chips and original chips, and chocolate chip cookies for the win, but also pantry staple if I can't get around to making cookies, because sometimes by the end of the week I'm exhausted. We have here 2 packets of Jumpies because they're the other chips that my son really likes, so I thought I'd grab them from him. We have a whole lot of markdowns that are here, so let's have a look. So we've got a packet, spaghetti, that's important, and a zucchini. I'll need that during the week for one of my daughter's meals and for ours. We've got a cream cake here because it was marked down. I can't make it for that, and I figured it's a snack thing. It's mostly for hubby and my son, so it's a cheap snack, what can I say? The same with the chocolate cake. I picked it up because it was cheap. I'm going to buy stuff like that because the time and effort for me to make it myself, it's not logical. There's some mushrooms in the bag here. There's about, I think 6, maybe 8. You'll see it coming up in a meal. I got this little chocolate cake for my daughter because she doesn't eat that other chocolate cake. So I thought that's fair for her to have her own cake. And because everything's marked down, like I said, why not? I picked up these pancakes or pikelets. I know it's cheaper for me to make my own, but maybe my sanity is not worth it to do the chocolate ones. Gotta think about your sanity, let me tell you. And some beetroot slaw marked down to $1.20. I'm usually happy to pay $2, but if I can get it marked down, then I'm gonna pick it up. And then guess what? It's gonna be noodles that week for dinner. I got this coleslaw marked down to 95 cents. It does cost more than $1, which made me laugh. It's got original price $1. I picked up these Pink Lady apples marked down because what I'd done, I did the one shop for the one Flybuys account, and then I walked out, and then I came back in, or I went to a different Coles actually, and then I found these on markdown. So I thought, oh well, we'll be having apple crumble or something. I did pick up this loaf of white bread because sometimes I find the Baker's Delight bread doesn't last as long, and also I was thinking I could make sandwiches and freeze them. I got a packet of vegan croissants. There's 3 there. My son really loves ham, cheese, pineapple croissants. I got some brushed potatoes marked down. So excited to get these because potatoes are expensive. And here's that bread back again, the cafe raisin toast. It's my daughter's favorite. I've got a taco seasoning mix. I will learn to make my own one day, but for now, this is what it is. 2 packs of Hokkien noodles. We have some rice. Right up the back here, we have some hot dog rolls and a packet of the taco shells for taco night. The hot dog rolls I use for French toast. 2 of these spicy noodles. Hubby has them in his bag for work in case the bread's moldy or something when he's getting ready, but also that's a good backup food for him to always have in his backpack if he needs it. So yeah, here's the total on screen of everything that it cost us, under budget, which is good. So let's get some meals ready for the week. Dinner once, well, it's Sunday night, so this is where we're starting the challenge. I'm going to use part of this mincemeat as well as the taco seasoning mix and the taco shells. I've got the shredded cheese from Mum, a lettuce, this was from Mum, and we've got some pizza that I'll heat up for my daughter, and I will make some chips for her as well. So this is everything cooked. How fast was that? Thank you to the television magic. I didn't have a taco shell, I just had the lettuce with the mincemeat and the cheese, and then this was my daughter's plate. The next day, I'm just sharing with you, this is what I had for lunch. So some of the white bread, the lettuce left over from the taco mix, so use it up, and as well the coleslaw, and I had some ham here, and I think I had a piece of sliced cheese as well as the garlic aioli sauce. My son had 2 packets of 2-minute noodles. He's been loving using this little cooker. The next night we've got the potatoes, the brushed potatoes that I got on clearance. They are massive, look at that. And I'm turning them into chips. I just peel them and chop them up and then spray them with oil, and I cook them in the oven for about half an hour. To go alongside of that, my daughter's got chicken schnitzel. We've got the chicken tenderloins. My son will have the chicken nuggets. The tenderloins, I put the garlic aioli all over it and then rolled it in panko crumbs. So we've got them there ready to cook, as well as the chicken nuggets and the plant-based chicken. And here is everything, dinner ready to go. I also put there the broccoli and cauliflower on my daughter's plate, and carrots. Carrots are family favorite vegetable, thank goodness. I have some leftover pieces of chicken tenderloin. I'm going to throw them in the freezer, and you'll see them make a comeback later on. At this point in time, I had no idea. The next day is a sandwich that is boring. It is cheese and ham with tomato sauce, and that's it. And my son had some more 2-minute noodles. And for dinner we have chicken tenderloins that I found in the freezer, so a bit of a use it up, the long grain rice, and the honey mustard chicken. Hubby had to cook this because I had to fly out to Zumba. I also found these pork dim sims in the freezer, so I throw those in with the rice. So I'm sorry I don't have an after shot of those because they got gobbled up by my son before I got home. But this is what the honey chicken looked like. And then I just cooked some of the shredded veggies, chopped veggies that we had in the freezer. My daughter had some of her plant-based with some macaroni. The next day, I'm having wheat bix with a chopped up banana. This is where most of my bananas go. And today I was planning on cleaning out the pantry just to set it up a little bit neatly so we could track a little bit easier some of the things. But we had a phone call from someone who needed our help, so it was all hands on deck. So I literally filmed this and then I was gone for the next 2 hours. In the evening, my daughter is cooking her plant-based mince. So we've got the mushrooms that are there, some carrots and the diced tomatoes, and she cooked all of that up for the friend that is staying over tonight as well, because they are a vegetarian as well. So with the leftover plant-based from the other night, I'm going to dump that all together and I will eventually turn that into a lasagna for her. We have rice left over that I'm going to add in carrots, corn and peas and turn that into fried rice for my son because that's one of his favorite dinners, and we just decorate it with some chicken nuggets on the side, and there's enough left over for his lunch tomorrow. I don't bother saving fried rice for another dinner when I know he can eat a nutritious lunch. I've got the beef mince and the pork mince left. So I've done 2 burger patties that I'll throw in the freezer, and with the rest of it, I will cook it together. I will put in a little bit of leftover passata sauce and also this tomato sauce. My daughter used a lot of the passata sauce in her cooking last night. So I just browned off both of the minces and then put all the jars of sauce in it. We've got some spaghetti cooking there. So hubby and I tonight had spaghetti bog. It actually tasted really good. I'm definitely going to stick with a pasta sauce rather than tin tomatoes. And then the next night I used some potatoes that I had in the cupboard, some of the carrots, corn and peas, and I mixed it all together and then made mashed potato, and I did a shepherd's pie. And I was so surprised how far this stretched out. So it basically made 4 servings. So 2 for tonight for me and hubby, and then leftovers for tomorrow night. With the pink lady apples that I already had previously, I chopped them all up and I've turned it into an apple crumble, and we've got the cream that is there as well. The next night for dinner, we're doing Hokkien noodles, and I've got the beetroot slaw that will get mixed in with teriyaki sauce that I just found in the cupboard. I love these noodles. They're so easy to cook with just some hot water in a bowl, and then I just stir through the beetroot slaw. I throw in some frozen corn as well. We had a couple of little tins of corn, so I just threw those in. My son likes the noodles just with the sauce, which is totally fine. So he's got some noodles there left over for his lunch next day, but tonight's dinner has chicken nuggets. And then my breakfast makes an appearance again. I don't know why I think my breakfast is so important. And then this is my lunch, and I'm filming this because this is Thursday and I was going out for the day. So I wanted to show you that I was packing my lunch to take with me. And then for dinner, we've got, my daughter's having her noodles left over. My son will have chicken nuggets. We've got some potatoes there to make chips and a carrot. And hubby and I are having the leftover shepherd's pie. I just chopped it up a bit so I could zap it in the microwave. And then I'll just add my decoration of tomato sauce. And here's my son's dinner with the chips all made up. Gave some chips to my daughter as well because she really likes them. Oh, my breakfast is back again. Clearly, I think it is important. Clearly not. And it's Saturday, so it's burger night. We always do burgers on Saturday night. Here is the crumbed chicken tenderloins making a comeback. Here is the beef patties that I made yesterday or the day before. We've got some lettuce. We've got a chicken patty up the back there and plant-based. And the leftover brushed potatoes are here to make some chips. Pink lady apples my daughter didn't eat. She went to eat one. She said they felt a bit bruised, so I'm going to chop them up, as well as some apples that we had from last week as well. I cleaned out the fridge a couple of days beforehand, and I didn't get around to making everything that I was planning. So bonus for us, we have some food. So easy to chop them up, put in some cinnamon and some sugar, accurately measured, e.g. dump it in there, give it a mix around. There's a tiny little bit of water in the bottom, and I cook it on the stove for about 15 minutes on a low simmer, and I've got stewed apples, and they'll just get eaten through the week as snacks. And then going through the pantry cupboard, I found this half pack of vanilla cake mix. So I'm going to mix that up with a little bit of cocoa powder, and I think it needed 1 egg, so we had that in the cupboard, in the fridge. We don't put eggs in the cupboard, oh my gosh. And I kind of just made up the directions of how to mix it up because it didn't really have the best instructions. So I also did the hot water with the cocoa to make the sauce. It tastes better than it looks. Oh my gosh. And then, oh yes, we finally got around to cooking the burgers. So now all the burger buns are here. We got them from the bread run as well. Super grateful to be volunteering. And here are all our plates. I forgot the beetroot to buy any, even though I had burgers on the list. so I have to add that to buy to replace for next time. I hard boiled 6 eggs as well because they're really good to have for snacks during the week. And then I'm just filming Sunday morning, so because I'm still using up some of the things that we have here, we're going to do French toast. So we have those hot dog rolls that were in the fridge that we first went through. I used 3 eggs, I did some milk, and I've got a dash of cinnamon, and I just dunk all the pieces into the egg mixture, and I know I use my sandwich press to help cook them. I find it's just a bit easier and quicker than a pan, and then I can just put it there and leave it to go, and it is definitely a popular. I used the last of the bananas as well, and we used most of the cream for today as well. It's a very happy Sunday morning when we have French toast in our house. Sunday lunchtime, and I'm using the hot dog rolls that we got from the shop to make some pizza subs. I've got some pineapple pieces there, we've got ham to use it up, the block of cheese, and a new passata sauce. I forgot to buy pineapple pieces as well, so I'll have to add that to the list as a bit of a replacement. But this is always a fun and easy lunch thing. Dinner time, and we're starting off with some diced steak that I found in the freezer, so I really want to use it up. I've got a couple of carrots here that I'm pretty sure were left over from the previous carrots that were in there, so I've just included them. That's why there's only 2. I think I did drag out another one from memory when I was cutting it all up, but I was just grabbing things that was sort of left over. I've got some plant-based chicken schnitzel here for my daughter, and the pumpkin I'm going to use because it's from the freezer. I had the bag cut open because I had taken a piece out before. I'm worried about freezer burn, so I'm going to just use it up, and then half of the pumpkin that I bought, I will chop it up and throw it in the freezer and just sort of sacrifice it for the next, like a swap, if that makes any sense. These potatoes were marked down, and I got them the week before this challenge even started, and so I grabbed them out of the cupboard because I've used all the brushed potatoes, so at least I'm still sort of using it up. I've got these sweet potatoes that were on markdown from Woolworths, and I want to use them so they don't sprout in the cupboard. And of course my son's chicken nuggets. Those chicken nuggets are disappearing pretty quickly. So here is all the meals that are plated up. I did also make some gravy to go along with this. It's in the microwave, zapping along as I'm filming this. So here is most of what we have left at the end of the week. There are still some things in the fridge and a couple of things in the freezer. I went through the last video and I wrote a list of everything that I bought, because when I was shopping, I was just making random lists, crossing things out, chopping and changing. So I've written a list of the things I actually had here. I've written noodles twice, I think, so I'll just ignore that. But I'll go through the list and sort of let you know what's left. Most stuff is gone, but this is what's left over. So we've still got the 2 twisties here and the 2 jumpies. I don't know why, just some weeks it's more snacky week than others. We have finished the crackers, so I can deal with that. The muesli bars, we still have a packet left, but we did have about 4 or 5 of these because I got given a box of them for a taste test thing. And yeah, so I think they got eaten instead of the muesli bars because we go through about 1 and a bit packets a week. Still got a couple of pieces left over from cafe toast, and all the wraps are still here as well. Half a bag of chicken nuggets. These were the coconut cashews. Not really a fan. I was just kind of snacking on them for something to eat, but yeah, no. Most of the rice, I just saved it in the bag so I can see how much rice we actually do go through. Half a packet of taco shells. These gherkins we didn't open because we still have the ones in the cupboard. We've still got a whole oat milk there because we still had a bit of another one left over, and then we opened the first one, still in the fridge. Still got my apples because we had all the other apples to go through. The croissants are still here. They're going to go back in the freezer in a sec. Got a couple of cookies left. We used up this from the fridge. I think I showed you when we went through the fridge. And still got the spaghetti. So going through the list, there's some things like all the meat's gone, the fish that I bought, and I bought some pies. They're safely in the freezer, and we've used up all the things to make meals like the mushrooms, pumpkin, oh no, that's still in the fridge, tomatoes. So let's have a look at the fridge and what's in there. Okay, so we did pull out another butter from the freezer. I buy these from Foodland when they're on special. They're like $5, and I do keep these up here for people who like butter, but everything else is still up there. The Mersey Valley cheese has got moved to here instead of the cheese drawer. Easy access. Iced coffee, that's that one that I bought because we still had some left from another one. So we go through about 2 and a bit liters a week. All the condiments are still here. We're pretty much out of garlic aioli. The milk nearly finished, and this is the full one of the oat milk that I was talking about. My son's been here because he likes to put back the empty apple juices, and everything else is there the same. Sliced cheese that we have left, ham that we have left, peaches are still here. This is the only cream that I have left, and I didn't get around to making the quiche, so we still have lactose-free cream here. I did hard boil some eggs. I'm going to peel them today. Still have the margarine, and we have some homemade butter. I was planning on making some cookies, and I did make some stewed apples from some of the leftover apples. All of our cheese drawer is still there as per usual. Sliced cheese, we have some leftover of the honey mustard chicken, and this was the mince dish. I'm going to turn that into a lasagna. It's plant-based meat. Some beetroot from burger night and a little bit of taco mixture left over. They're the rolls that I did buy from that shop on clearance for 61 cents. I just keep them in the fridge. It helps bread last longer. The fridge is singing to us. I've got the oat milks here. There was an extra one that we got given my mum's account, and then a zucchini. I didn't make the quiche, so that's still sitting there. Cabbage and Brussels sprouts are still here. Pumpkin still here. 2 eggs left over. Apple juice go in the door. I still haven't gotten rid of the chicken stock. All the carrots are in there, and broccoli and cauliflower is in there, which I need to deal with.
That was week 1, so we've got 3 more weeks to go, and it's going to be similar, but you're going to see how we're able to rotate through some things, buy some things, stockpile some things, how it all kind of all balances out over a month, which is why I kind of go about $200 a week it might cost us in food, and people are like, oh my gosh, for a family of 4 and 4 adults, wow. The thing is, at breakfast, right? My son will sometimes drink iced coffee or snack on the cereal. It's not so much a bowl of cereal, but he'll snack on whatever he can find. It is what it is. Breakfast, my husband doesn't eat. He will eat a muesli bar and then walk out the door because he's about to get on a push bike and ride. He doesn't want food in his stomach. Breakfast for me is sometimes a protein shake, or I don't eat that until 12, lunch, by the time I get home. And my daughter doesn't do breakfast because she's not hungry when she wakes up, and the same thing, she's not doing breakfast till 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon because it takes her a while for her metabolism to wake up and get kick-started. Lunch is usually a sandwich for me. It's always a sandwich for hubby. He packs it in his bag as long as a muesli bar and takes it to work. Lunch for my daughter is probably breakfast or some stewed apples or a sandwich or whatever is there. Same with my son. He will just snack, or he will do 2-minute noodles, and he kind of does that for a couple of days in a row, and then he snacks for a couple of days. It is what it is. We all eat dinner, and then snacks are whatever that's around. If I've baked, then there's stuff that's there. If there's sweet treats that I've bought on clearance, then that's there. So I thought that I would share what happens over 4 weeks, because it evolves and it changes and it is what it is. I think we do well. Remember, fed is best, and whatever works for you and your family is what works. But I just thought I would share because we are very different. And I know that I can't find someone out there on the internet similar to us. And I hope that this resonates with someone out there. So I thought that I would share that we're not a normal family, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is what it is. Food comes in, it gets eaten. However it gets eaten, it is what it is. So I hope that gives you some comfort with however your family is working, not working, or doing whatever you can. Thank you so much for sharing or watching. Thank me for sharing. Thank you for watching. English is not good today. And we have 3 more weeks to go, and I think I was surprised at how it evolved and changed. So I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity to share with you, and I really do appreciate you guys watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. And yeah, my arm is strategically here because I have cans and bottles in the back there, and I have a couple of boxes that I found that are alcoholic brands, and I don't want to be visualizing that on the internet. So while I maybe look lazy, casual, I'm hanging out, yeah, nah, I'm being strategic. I normally wouldn't care, but I do know that this channel is family friendly, so there you go.